Good afternoon. My name is Carling FitzSimmons, and I am the Artistic Director of Spirito Singers, and I am so overjoyed to be standing here and to welcome you to our spring concert, Make Them Hear You. This is a concert unlike any other. Our singers have overcome incredible challenges this year, from Zoom rehearsals to distance and masked singing to learning new skills during our virtual fall semester. And yet, Spirito singers met each challenge with courage, grace, and tenacity, and a lot of love and support from their families. This concert is a reflection of everything we've learned this year and a true testament to the power of these voices. The songs you'll hear during this concert relate to themes that are important to our singers, from equality and justice to protection for our environment and peace for our world. You'll also hear from a few of our singers directly as they respond to lyrics from today's program that ring true in their lives and discuss issues facing our world today. And today marks the conducting debut of 6 new choral leaders as students from the Bravura conducting class take the podium to lead Ragazze. Needless to say, I could not be prouder of our singers. Before we begin our program, I have a few housekeeping announcements. The first is to let you know that we will take a 20-minute intermission, and we will ask all who are able to do so to exit the sanctuary at that time to allow for the air to clear. We'll call you back inside when it's time to begin the second half, and there is a cooler filled with ice-cold water bottles outside to lure you in that direction. My second request is that you cheer loudly and enthusiastically for these singers. We are all spaced much further apart than we normally would be at a Spirito concert, and as the singers can tell you, not being able to hear your neighbors can make you feel like you're the only person in the room. Please don't be shy with your applause for our singers. Our concert title, Make Them Hear You, goes both ways. In fact, we can practice our cheering right now as we thank a member of our team who will be stepping down after this year. Sharon Whiteside has been an integral part of the Spirito Singers family for many years and was a lifesaver for me as I learned the ins and outs of this multifaceted organization this year. Though we're in good hands with Stephanie DiMarco, who has already stepped into the role, Sharon, you will be sorely missed. Please join me in congratulating her for her years of service. Finally, I would like to take a moment to acknowledge the trailblazer responsible for this amazing organization. Molly Lindberg is an inspiring educator, beloved mentor, and generous leader whose countless hours of work have made Spirito Singers what it is today. Over and over again this year, I have felt incredibly blessed to follow in Molly's footsteps and to have her guidance as we navigated our most challenging season yet. Molly assures me that she will come back to the podium in the future to take a much-deserved bow, but for now, please join me in offering our sincerest thanks for her 12 years of leadership. And now it is my great pleasure to introduce our first Ragazze ensemble, their talented student conductors, and our first speaker, Marguerite DiMarco. Enjoy.
It must be a sign of talent that I do not give up, though I can get nobody to take an interest in my efforts. These words were spoken by the great 19th century composer, Fanny Mendelssohn, whose work proves that women had to work twice as hard as their male counterparts just to be noticed. Despite being extraordinarily talented, Fanny was overshadowed by her brother, and much of her music was published under her brother Felix's name because she was desperate for someone to listen to her music. This year's concert title is Make Them Hear You, and Fanny Mendelssohn went to extreme lengths in order to be heard. In the fight for equality, women have had to overcome deeply ingrained assumptions about female inferiority, and it took hundreds of years for their voices to be heard. Today, I am privileged to be able to speak freely, but it took me a while to find my voice because I was torn between the lightness of freedom and the weight of potentially being wrong and squandering the assets gifted to me by the strong women who came before me. Spirito has given me a place to find and use my voice today. So as we sing today, we will honor Fanny and all the other female musicians whose voices were never heard.
Hold fast to dreams. These words, I believe, are very important. Dreams and goals are our foundation for success. Without them, our lives would be meaningless and empty. This is why I believe that we need to keep our dreams and work to achieve them. By doing this, we could change our lives, maybe even the world. Our lives may have looked totally different had a few people not held on to their dreams and worked towards them. If Johann Gutenberg had not carried forward with his ambition, who knows when the printing press would have been invented? Affordable cars may not even be around if not for Henry Ford's determination to achieve his goal. If I had not pursued my dream, I would not be in Spirito today. By working towards our goals, we can make a big change. Having dreams gives our lives meaning. Hold fast to your dreams and make an impact on the world.
It is
So it's intermission time, I hate to say. I have to encourage you to go out into the beautiful warmth of the day, and we'll call you back in 20 minutes. Thank you so much.
Autism, ADHD, anxiety, depression, schizophrenia, PTSD. Besides being some of the many types of psychological, developmental, and personality disorders that exist, what do all of these things have in common? The answer is that one cannot visibly tell if someone has one of these disorders. They can't look at a person and just know if they are autistic or have ADHD. And because of this, society has had harmful stigmas towards these people for centuries. I know of these stigmas all too well because I am autistic. People bullied and excluded me as a child because they didn't understand me. And before my diagnosis, I was very lonely and confused because I never understood why people acted this way towards me. Because of these past experiences, I try to take time to understand others who are different from me because I never want anyone else to feel the pain that I have felt from others. So why must society continue to bully and ignore these people like me when all we want is to be understood and accepted? This needs to change, and this change starts with spreading messages that these songs tonight carry within them. Messages of kindness, acceptance, hope, understanding, and justice. So let these songs today inspire you to break these harmful stigmas against neurodivergent people, and to take the time to understand someone who is different from you, even if they are different in a way that you cannot see. Thank you.
make a true change in the world.
I will pledge to myself
to have acceptance of others,
to be more tolerant,
to be a kind, considerate person.
I will look within myself,
and only then can I make a true change in the world.
The day was fine. Today was bliss. The girl was always happy. She never felt sad. I wish I could tell her. Things are bad. The bad things are there, but who knows where. The little girl skipped, she sang and danced on the path with animals that pranced. The bad things saw this and felt sorry, because in that moment things got soggy. Rain came in from the east, west, north, south. But instead of collapsing in sadness, the little girl opened her mouth. I won't crumble, even though sadness came. If I do, the world may never be the same. And so the bad thing smiled, for the first time ever. Because, dear audience, sometimes the will to fight can change things forever.
takes power? What happens? What happens? What happens when a woman takes power? What happens when she won't back down? What happens when a woman takes power? What happens? What happens? What happens when a woman takes power? What happens when she won't back down? What happens when a woman takes power? What happens when she wears the crown? What happens when she rules her own body? What happens when she sets the beat? Nobody. What happens when she stands on her own 2 feet? What happens when a woman takes power? What happens when she won't back down? What happens when a woman takes power? What happens? What happens? What happens when a woman takes power? What happens when she won't back down? What happens when a woman takes power? What happens when she wears the crown? Whoa, we rise above. Whoa, we lead with love. Whoa, we have won. We are one. We've just begun. Whoa, we rise above. We lead with love. We have won. We are one. We've just begun. What happens when a woman takes power? What happens when she won't back down? What happens when a woman takes power? What happens? What happens when a woman takes power? What happens when she won't back down? What happens when a woman takes power? What happens? What happens when a woman takes power? What happens when she won't back down? What happens when a woman takes power? What happens? What happens? What happens? What happens? What happens when she wears the crown?
I've got a secret for the night. In a little bit of time it won't hurt so bad. And I get that I don't get it, but you will burn right now, but then you won't regret it.
You're not gonna believe a word I say. What's the point in just drowning another day? And I get that I don't get
So now we have come to the most bittersweet moment in our spring concert. This is the moment where we recognize the contributions of our incredible senior class. This year's seniors have been through more change and upheaval than any Spirito seniors before them. They've navigated a senior year that looked nothing like they imagined, from virtual classes to socially distanced rehearsals and experiencing the utter stylishness of their singers' masks. These seniors have shown remarkable resilience, creativity, and dedication to their art and to each other. And in order to help me recognize them, I'd like to invite a very special guest to the stage who knows them very well. Mrs. Lindberg, will you join me? So we're going to take turns. Ooh, I'm going to speak really loudly and we're going to take turns. Starting with Miss Julia Fisher. Julia has sung with Spirito for 6 years, and she is just a kind and funny and courageous person, and we will miss her so much.
And so hardworking. Julia's so hardworking, she really is.
Our next senior is Lulu Griffin.
Lulu. Lulu. Lulu goes to Lyons Township High School. How many years, Lulu?
5 years.
5 years. She's a lovely pianist. If ever any of you watched our last summer's virtual summer concert, lovely pianist, lovely singer, just an excellent musician, disciplined and awesome. Julia, wait a minute. Julia, you're at Downers Grove North?
Yeah, I just graduated.
Great.
Yes, we love graduating.
Gotta yell out those schools, you know.
Yes. Our next senior is Ellen Kleiwick. She is also a graduate of Lyons Township High School, and she's been with us for 6 years. And Ellen is just driven and dependable and kind and reliable.
Kind. And when I retired, Ellen and Sophia Schultz, another one of our seniors, put together, it's a total surprise, a video goodbye with lots of the singers and sent it to me. I watch it often. I watch it every day except, the headache from crying. I don't want to take too much ibuprofen, So she's so thoughtful.
Our next senior is Chloe Kuchek. Chloe goes to Lyons also and has been with Spirito for 8 years.
8 years, the longest you can be with Spirito.
Do you have thoughts about Chloe?
Would
you like to share?
I have lots of thoughts about Chloe. She just came in like a little pixie, and she's always had this. She has a wonderful singing voice, but her speaking voice, she's got the scotchy. So, like when I first met her, I was like, all I could think of is Chloe at 40, at a bar taking tips. She's got this, she walked in, she was, this big and less, and she had this sultry, scotchy voice. I was like, where did you come from? And you still, come on, give us a few words so they have to hear the sultry.
Okay. Well, this is my voice.
You see, and then she sings. She's funny, and she never met a person. She never met some people you move in rehearsals just because you think, okay, they can't sit together because they like each other. She's one of those singers. She's never met anyone she didn't like. You move her, and she has another best friend within 10 minutes. That was always Chloe. A great characteristic.
Our next senior is Diana Kwok. Diana has been with us for 6 years and has just graduated from Downers Grove South. And Diana, I had the privilege to work with Diana as a conductor. You saw her earlier conducting Ragazze, and she's just like ready to take the podium at any moment. I'm ready to hand it over to her at any moment. She is driven. She is so thoughtful and compassionate.
Oh my goodness. I don't know if any of you heard last Christmas concert, when Diana took several of the alto solos in Ceremony of Carols, but this is a conservatory voice, to be sure, and the ultra disciplined, but she's been this way since what grade were you when you started? Seventh grade. She walked in and she was 13 going on, 40 or something. I guess I have something with 40. I guess I'm wishing to be 40 again. Maybe that's what the problem is. But she just is so beyond her years in maturity and just a delight, as they all are, of course.
Emma Lamberti is our next senior. She is a graduate of York High School and has been with us for 6 years. And I'm just struck by Emma's just openness and acceptance of everyone. She just had such a kind and giving spirit, which was evident from only the semester that we've been able to work together, Emma.
What a beautiful, they all have beautiful voices. Emma came in with this sweet, sweet, sweet voice. You were at Visitation, I think, yeah? Visitation Grade School, and came in just ready to sing as much as she could. And you've sung at York High School, of course. And she's a dreamboat. What can I say? She's a dreamboat.
Our next senior is Juliet Lopez, and Juliet has a luggage to get as she comes down because she's also going to be playing the guitar because, she's just multi-talented like that. Juliet is a graduate of Lyons Township, and she's been with us for 7 years, and I'm so glad that she's going to be going on to major in music therapy because she's just such a talent. She's joyful and curious and charismatic. And I really enjoyed working with her in the songwriting class this past fall, and then also in Bravura.
It's fitting that Julia and Chloe are standing next to each other because you know what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
They both. She's another one. She's like BFF with everyone she sits next to. Everyone loves Juliet. Juliet loves everyone. It's very hard to find a place for her to sit where she would. When she was younger, when she wouldn't talk. I had to put her in the next room because she just got along with everybody. But when she tried out for the rap portion of Schuyler Sisters, I could not, my jaw was to the floor. It was another side of her I'd never seen. It was so good. Do you remember it? Yeah. Come on. Give us a few bars. She was so good. It was just so fun. Give us a few.
What's the first word? There's nothing rich folks love more than going downtown and slumming it with the poor. They pull up in the carriages and gawk at the students in the common just to watch them talk. Take Philip Schuyler, the man is loaded. Uh-oh, but little does he know that his daughters, Peggy, Angelica, Eliza, sneak into the city just to watch all the guys.
Yes. A side of Julia I'd never seen. She brought down the house.
Our next senior is Sarah Lupescu, who graduated from Downers Grove North and has been with us for 5 years. And Sarah, I had the pleasure of teaching her in a vocal technique class this fall, and so I feel like I got to know you pretty well, Sarah, and just you're just like this bright little light in the world, and you illuminate every room that you walk into, and you're just like a joyful, accepting, wonderful presence, and you're a glue person. Do you know what I mean? You're a glue person that helps everybody else sort of gel and mesh. I'm sure this was your experience as well.
Sweet. I always got a hug from Sarah whenever she came, and even though I always interchanged her name with her mother's name, which is Sally, she didn't matter. She gave me a hug anyway. I called her Sally or Sarah. She didn't care as long as the initials were right. Just such a, always big embracing. Really, I just want to cry looking at you. That's how sweet she is.
Jillian McCauley is our next senior. She is a graduate of Lyons Township High School and has been with us for 3 years. And I find Jillian to be just the most tenacious and detail-oriented, meticulous musician that I have encountered, which is a really valuable skill as a musician. She's so inspiring.
And Jillian, Lyons Township, right? Where are you heading next year? Roosevelt. Okay, and you're going to sing, of course, yes. This girl's got they used to say in music school, she's got a great horn, and that meant great voice. But the brass always had to equate something to their side of the orchestra. But anyway, they did. They say, oh, she has a great horn. That was a big compliment. And I don't know if you watched, for those of you who watched the Midsummer Night's recital virtual last summer, Jillian sang Must the Winter Come So Soon by Samuel Barber. And it really, go back, that link is still there. it's a stunning piece of repertoire. And Jillian, you just sang it incredibly well. That it really, really well, really struck me. She's awesome. What can I say?
Devin Peterzak is our next senior. She's a graduate of Fenwick High School and has been with us for 6 years. And Devin is another student who I worked with in vocal technique this past fall. And I'm just so inspired, Devin, by, where did you go? There you are. By your willingness to try new things, even when they might push you out of your comfort zone. I think that's a really valuable skill for you to have, not only in music, but also in life. So that really struck me and inspired me about you.
Devin's gone blonde. She's gorgeous. Look at this. I would have known. A couple of them changed their hair colors, and between the mask and the change of hair color, I was like, where's so-and-so? Cece DiArcangelo says, where's Cece? Where's Cece? She's like, I'm here. You know, girls are changing too much. Changing to variables. Anyway, honey, you look so beautiful. Devin plays the viola, correct? Yes. Lovely viola player. She was on our recital last summer as well. And she, along with Sophia Schultz, one of your BFFs, I think you came in together, didn't you, or close to it? And they've been with us forever and just always solid. We love Devin.
Maggie Rausch is our next senior. She's a graduate of Nazareth Academy, and she's been with us for 6 years. And Maggie is just one of the most kind-hearted people, like welcoming, accepting. She's got a place in her heart for everybody, which I really appreciated as the new kid on the block this year. She's enthusiastic and capable, and it's just been a joy to work with her.
Well, when I think of Maggie, I think of the first time she came to audition. Her older sister, Emily, is an alumna of Spirito. And Emily's out here somewhere, but Emily, you know, they're so close. They have a lot of things in common, but Emily always had this kind of gentle, nuanced kind of personality. And so as the younger sister comes in, I'm thinking, oh, you know, it's going to be some similarity. She comes in like a bull, right? You know, it's like I'm ready for my audition. Like, oh, okay. It's like, and then she opened this high. You were like 4th grade, right? When you came to, wait a minute, how?
Going into 7th grade.
7th grade. She opens her mouth, and I'm thinking, okay, your sister, beautiful, sweet voice, and it's a great horn. She opened her mouth, and out of this body came this voice that was so. I was like, oh, back up, everyone, back up! I couldn't believe the size of the voice, and she's just ready to get in there and sing, and a great percussionist, so great musician. So anyway.
Next, we honor Judy Roseland. Judy has been with us for 6 years and is a graduate of York High School. And she is also another one who's going to take up the noble profession of music in her, well, at least the noble major of music. And Judy, I find you so funny and charming. Like, I remember one rehearsal early on, you said to me, "Thank you for praising us. I like it when you praise us. I wish people did that more." And I was like, girl, no problem. I love being praised, so I'll just do that all day long. But I appreciated that, Judy, from you because it was just so candid and like open and friendly and funny. Yeah, I appreciate you.
Judith is very cerebral. So, you know, when she'd come up with her thoughts, like what you just said, she didn't have to write it down. She'd come up and she'd say, "Do you have a few minutes? I'd like to talk." She always had these now in measure 72, have you thought about, she was so engaged and really paid attention to the details. And then, of course, Judith never missed a tour. Is that right?
I'm pretty sure.
Never missed her. So memories of her mother, Trish, who always came along, and Judith, great memories, bounding around multiple cities with Judith and her mama. We had great times, right? That was good.
Our last senior that we honor today is Ashley Stuck, who graduates from Lyons Township High School and has been with us for 5 years. And Ashley is another person who just strikes me with how thoughtful and compassionate you are. You made me feel so welcome immediately, and I love looking up at you and conducting you because you're always giving so much back. You give so much to the ensemble and so much to me as a conductor, and I love how curious you are. You're always ready to learn more and to do more, and that this is a really exemplary quality about you, Ashley.
She is really a bright spot, always smiling at rehearsal. Even, let's face it, I think of myself as entertaining, but many times, you'd see the drool as they start falling asleep. And someone keep Sarah, not you, Sarah. Someone keep Juliet up. Keep her away. Actually, that's true. I just made that up, but that actually is true. I do think we had a couple rehearsals where we were losing her. Let's get two people on either side. Keep her awake. We don't want to be falling. I'm sorry, I'm having fun with Juliet. But Ashley was always edge of her seat, and of course she was Peggy and the Schuyler sisters, because of course it was like, and Peggy, of course. You had to be Peggy. Anyway, she just, oh my gosh, so darn sweet. Love her.
This is our 2021 Senior Spirito class.
stage right next to me. When you're high, I'll take the lows. You can ebb and I can flow. We'll take it slow and go as we go. Right
So thank you everyone for attending today's live concert. We're so excited that we could pull it off. As everyone else is coming on stage for the all ensemble number, we are going to pick the winner of the Split the Pot, and the winner is going to receive $485. So thank you so much for your support. So I'm going to shake it up, mix it up. Carlin, can you stand? Don't look, don't look. I gotta put my glasses on so I could read the number. Okay, everyone have their tickets out? And actually some of the men I think had bought, so. Okay, we'll see. Okay, the winning number is 371985. Oh, here we go. Congratulations. Come on down, come on down.
And everybody, I'm Mary Jean Atkins, Executive Director. Somebody saw my name tag, said, oh, the mad emailer. That would be me. I just want to thank you all for everything everybody in this room did to make this season happen. I'm going to get weepy. It's everybody's diligence that really, really made this season work. All the parents, all the singers, all of our precautions and our protocols. Thank you. Thank you for following it all and made this happen and made this concert happen. So thank you. And now we are so proud to present Ragazze, Bravura, and the men of Spirito together again, performing Make Them Hear You.
Justice was our battle, and how justice was denied. Make them hear you, make them hear you, and say to those who blame us for the way we chose to fight, that sometimes there are battles that are more than black and white. I could not put down my sword when justice was my right. Make them hear you. Go out and tell a story to your daughters and your sons. Make them hear you. Make them hear you. And tell them in our struggle we were not the only ones. Make them hear you. daughters and